request, we're going to be doing a Motown classic, the Supremes' You Keep Me Hangin' On, with a really unsung guitarist, Joe Messina, member of the Funk Brothers, playing on that one, a real classy player. Special to me because I'm from Detroit, and I actually got to play with him once down in somebody's basement. It was a jazz get-together, and I was by far the worst. He was super encouraging, super nice, and he played jazz harmonica all night. It was really a treat to play with him and listen to him, listen to some stories. All right, anyway, we're going to be doing the whole song. We'll do the opening riff, which you just heard, and we'll also do all the chords and the backbeat stuff of it as well. So, okay, well, let's tackle the opening first. And let's tackle the one, actually it's two notes, but this little riff right here. Okay, now that is an octave that's played, that's an E flat, okay, octave played at on the first string the 11th fret, and on the third string the 8th fret. So those are two E flats there. And you're going to play that across that chordal background, okay? Now the timing's tricky, and the other thing that's tricky is you can't really use the pluck method on this one. You got to use your pick or your fingers, but you got to strum through it. You got to use the strum method on this one, because otherwise you can't play it quickly enough. Okay? You got to do it that way, and that means you have to deaden the second string. Now I use a fleshy part of my finger right there to deaden that string, and you know, you just got to practice it until you can do it. Different players do it in different ways, but I use my left hand to dampen that second string while I play the third and the first. Okay? Sometimes I'll even pull my fingers off just slightly so I can deaden all the strings in between so I don't get ringing on that. You can kind of see that in my hand kind of pulsing down and up. All right. Let's get the timing right, though. The timing is kind of tough, so let's do it very, very slowly. And what I think about, because there's a bunch of downstrokes and there's a bunch of upstrokes, there's a bunch of plays on the downstrokes and a bunch of plays on the upstrokes. So basically, we'll do it very slowly and see if I get this right. One more time, very slowly. Well, it's only one note, but you got to get it right because it's a key note. It's actually one of the key licks in the whole song, kind of characterizes the whole thing. All right, so that's that. Now, let me show you at least that intro, and then it becomes the chorus chords as well. It goes from a G sharp down to an F sharp, but we're going to play an F sharp sixth. So the F sharp sounds like this. And if you don't like the sixth, you can just play the F sharp, and that works fine. But if you want the sixth, basically you just pull your pinky up off of that fourth string and move it over to the second string, play the same fret. So it goes from the fourth string fourth fret to the second string fourth fret. That's how it sounds, okay? Okay, now you're going to play another F sharp. And then finally the last two chords. C sharp minor seventh and a D sharp minor seventh. Okay? Now if you don't know those chords, you can look them up in a chord book. They're pretty basic chords. But again, here's how it sounds. Okay? Now there's different variants that you can play on that. You can play B, basically a D sharp minor, right? Instead of that sixth. That sounds great. But anyway, there you go. There's the basic progression. And along that whole thing, you're playing the... Obviously, there's two instruments doing each of those things. All right. So now let's cover the verse. The verse, after it goes through a couple of times this, which is really, A, the verse is an A, an A again, down to an E, down to a B. A, E, B, basically a B major seventh, down to your F sharp again. Now a key chord in transition, a D sharp seventh. And now you're back to your chorus thing. Here's how it kind of sounds up the speed, and basically those are the chords, and what the guitar is doing there is playing kind of a backbeat. Like for A, it's okay. So you're basically playing high chords on almost like a reggae type of thing. Let me show you how it sounds. I'm going to try and do this the best I can using my looper pedal. See if this works. Basically it. Ugh. Okay, so what you're doing is on the A chord, you're chopping on that a little bit after it's played. 3. Okay, then you're doing an E. So you're chopping on the first 3 strings. That's just an A chord on the first 3 strings. So 5, 5, and 6th on the 3rd string. Okay, a 5 on the first, 5 on the second, 6 on the third. Okay, then you're going to play an E, and that is just on the 2nd string. You're going to play 5th, 5. On the 3rd string, you're going to play 4. On the 4th string, you play 6th. Okay, and then you play a B, which is 7, 7, 8. Remember the chords are A, twice, E, and B. Okay, so you play the same thing the second time around. Now this is basically the high part of a D sharp minor chord, or B flat major, or a B major 7th. I mean, not B flat major 7th, a B major 7th. Okay, so basically you play the first one as a B, 7, 7, 8, and then you shift and you play the top note. It's 6, 7, 8. Go down to the F sharp. Okay, and that's 2, 2, 3. Oops. And then play that D 7th. I'm sorry, D sharp 7th. Okay, that's just like your C7 that you have down here. You bring it back up 3. Okay, so it goes from F sharp. You come in, you let that go one bar, and as it's hitting the second bar, then you start going to your lick again. All right, so that's how it goes. Let me show it to you again. Remember, the chords are A, E, B, and then A, E, B, whatever you want to call it, D sharp minor, F sharp, D sharp 7, and then you're into your that thing. Okay, so here's how it goes. Here's how the whole thing sounds again. close enough for jazz, right? Anyway, that's how it goes, and that's the whole song. So we've covered now the opening and the other chords. Hope you enjoyed this one. It's not, none of the parts are real simple, but you add them all together and it's just a real perfect guitar part, and it makes the song so much better. All that stuff going on behind. All right, well, gang, we'll see you again next time down the road, and we'll see you down the road. Boy, I messed that one up.